Hey everyone, welcome back. So before I get into the main topic of my video, I just want to address that yes, I look considerably different than I did before. I decided to go ahead and move forward with a VTuber model because I like it so much better, and I did kind of get tired of the little jittery animation that I had going. Not that I disliked all the work that I put into it, I just really want to naturally evolve into this. So from here, this is how it's going to be moving forward. But anyway, moving on. As you know, I have mentioned in previous videos that I have been really trying to shift my content to be more positive focused, but today I really wanted to talk about this. I know there's some other creators who have already talked about this specific developer that made this tweet. However, I'm not here to talk about the person specifically. I don't want anyone to rag on them. That's not what I'm here to do. What I'm here to do is to just talk about the behavior in general and continue to advocate for people being creative and putting their own stuff out there. And I want to use this as an example of what you should not be doing. Now, I found this article on Fandom Pulse. I'm not going to be reading this article word for word. I will leave a link to it in the description if you want to go read it. I just want to point out a couple of key things in this and just talk about the behavior itself. Now, the headline of the article does read, cdprojektred franchise and lore designer for The Witcher 4 described Cyberpunk 2077 players as, quote, fascistic, unempathetic, and depraved, as well as poisonous and predatory wankers. So the person in question is named Cian Mar, and he used to work for The Gamer, another website outlet, but now he works for CD Projekt Red as a franchise and lore designer. And apparently he's been doing so since April of 2023. Now, the main tweet I want to point out and talk about is down below in this article, and I'm going to go ahead and go through this real quick, and then we're going to talk about it. So this person says, in 2020, I want muscles so I can effectively punch gamers, and also so I can carry cute people and dogs of any size easily. Now, I'm on board for the whole carrying the dog things. I love dogs. But anyway, but in response to that tweet, you see Cian Mar here saying, I didn't realize until this tweet, but this is now also what I want. Then, of course, you also have this Christina saying, you want to punch gamers or you want CG to punch you? Cian Mar says, me and Caitlin will punch gamers together. Now, granted, this is a relatively old tweet, but, going all the way back to 2020. But, we all know that whenever something gets put out there, it's out there. People will dig this stuff up. People will find 7, 8-year-old tweets if they have to, just to get something on somebody. The only ever real problem I have with that is people can change going forward. You can probably tweet one thing that 4 years ago, and nowadays you might not see things the same. So I don't always agree that people need to be digging up past tweets, but I digress. It seems like this is still the attitude of a lot of the way these developers are acting. Now, regardless of what you think about that, just the fact that these tweets are being put out there, these people are supposed to be professional. I cannot justify in any way, shape, or form, no matter how old the tweet is or what your position was, tweeting out violence against people that disagree with you. It's okay to have a different view. It's okay to have a different opinion. We should not all agree. That's what makes us all unique. The idea is we're supposed to have a conversation, but the minute you tread that line and now you're promoting violence against people simply because they have an opposite opinion, that's really where I start to have the problem. And anyone of any kind of logical thinking should have a problem with this. Now, my point in this is if you are someone who is putting a creation out there, the biggest way for people to lose interest in whatever that creation is go ahead and put tweets out advocating violence against people, or even just talking down to your customer base in general. There's a lot of companies out there that during their hiring process, they will look through your social media and they will dig up old tweets, old Facebook posts, things like that. And any self-respecting company should not hire people that put stuff like this out there on the internet. It can be a damage to your brand and it can be a damage to your product. Now, given the state of the AAA game industry as of lately, this would also explain why a lot of the stuff we're getting just is subpar and these game studios are shutting down left and right. This explains all of that to me, honestly. Because it's clear they're allowing this behavior, they are enabling this behavior. Now, I've worked for companies before where putting a tweet out similar to this is actually a fireable offense. That does not seem to be the case with these game companies, unfortunately, but it is what it is. So now let's turn this into a positive learning experience. If you are putting a game out there, if you're working on your own game or you're working on your own product that you want people to be entertained by, I would highly suggest you don't exhibit this kind of behavior on any social media platform. Not only does it make you look mentally unstable, it is very childish and unprofessional. As you know from my last video, I am very much an advocate of being creative and getting your own stuff out there. I believe anyone has that ability. But if you are going to do that, if you're going to put yourself out there like that, do not exhibit the same behavior as the Cianmar, because that is just not the way to go. That is the quickest way to get people to turn away from whatever it is you're trying to put out there into the world. Like I said, I'm trying to focus more on positive content, and so I wanted to kind of turn this into something as a positive learning experience. Don't exhibit this kind of behavior. No one will take you seriously, and everyone will think you're childish. This is supposed to be an adult acting like this, and honestly, this is how a 5-year-old acts. Anyway, that's all I got for you today. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.